Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm started by Leo by name, popularly known as Leo of Africa. Today I'll be putting you through on how to cut a cargo pant. This is a special request by someone very special to me. I'm going to be putting you through on how to cut the pocket of a cargo pant. And today I'll be showing you two methods, two kinds: the swelling abbreviated ones and then the normal cargo pocket. So I'll be cutting directly on my fabric, and the first thing is to make sure that you get the size right. There are different sizes, but then I'll be making use of size 6 by 6.5 for my normal pocket, and then I'll be making use of size 7 by 7.5 for the swelling pocket. So moving on, I'm going to cut one side of my fabric to be as straight as possible. So because this is a folded normal pocket, I'll be adding allowance to the sides. Let me use my marker on this. 9 inches, because it will be folded. And then at the top, I'll be adding 2 inches folding allowance. Pocket length, I'll be adding my folding allowance to the pocket length. So this is what I have. I'm cutting it out. Mind you, the reason why I'm adding folding allowance is because it's a normal pocket. For the swelling pocket, you don't have to add a sewing allowance at all. Or maybe you just add a little bit for the joining. So this is my pocket. I'm going to notch the foldable part. I'm going to notch the foldable part. I hope we can all see this. So I'm going to do the rest of the work with my iron. To fold it neatly with my iron. First of all, I'm going to fold the folding at the upper part 2 inches, iron it down or sew it down. In this case, I'll be hemming it down. So I hope you can all see this. I'll be hemming it down with my hemming gun. In the case of this kind of pocket, or you just sew it down. Take note that is no more than the 2 inches kept for the folding. That is why I notched the edges, so I'll know where my folding is at. And we also how neatly ironed this is. So the next thing I'll be doing is I'll start folding by the sides in order to get my actual measurement now, which is 6 inches by 6.5 length. In order to get my actual measurement, 6 inches by 6.5 length, fold ½ inch, and from here I'll be measuring my 6 inches out. It's better to keep a lot of allowance and then trim at the end of the day than to have a short cutted fabric. So that is 6 inches. At the bottom part also, I'll be measuring 6 inches. Can we all see that? So I'll trim off some of my allowance. We don't want excess allowance, so it won't be bulging on the inside. So what I'm going to do next is to achieve my length, which is 6.5 inches. My length, fold it, and then measure out 6.5. Can we see this? 6.5 inches. Make sure it is equal on both sides. So this is what you have. I'm going to trim some of my folding allowance. I don't want to have excess allowance on the inside. So this is a perfect normal pocket, normal cargo pocket. A simple pocket, by the way, and most of the time this is used on other materials too, on other kind of wears too, for the back pocket, for the chest pocket, on shirt. So this is also a form of cargo pocket. But then I'm going to put you through the process of how to create a swelling aggravated pocket now. So when you are done with this, just place it on the designed part for the pocket, and then you sew it all through. Now moving on to the aggravated pocket. So unlike this with added sewing allowance at the sides, and don't forget I'm using the pocket sample of 7 inches by 7.5. I'm going to make sure this is as straight as possible by the side, and then take out my measurement from all the sides. So I'm using 7 by 7.5. In that case, I'll be marking out 8 inches. You notice it's just half an inch sewing allowance. 8 inches. I have length 7.5. First, I'm also going to mark out my folding 2 inches at the top, and then mark out my length plus half inch sewing allowance. Plus half inch sewing allowance. Don't forget, it is when you are doing the folding that you can add more than half an inch and then trim later. You can see I later trim this down, but this is also more than half an inch. Do you get my point? But when you are doing the swelling pocket, you have to add just small allowance, or sometimes you don't even need to add allowance at all. So can we all see this? So I'll be cutting this out. And of course, the first thing I'll be doing is to fold my pocket cap. This is a pocket cap. The designed allowance for folding is a pocket cap. So I'm notching it so I'll know where I'm folding on the outside. Can we all see? Notching it gives me accuracy. I don't have to open to check if what I'm folding is correct or not. After folding correctly, I'll be applying my hemming gum on the inside to keep it down. You can also sew this down instead of the hemming gum. So this is what I have. Next thing is to cut my pocket bias. It has to be biased for it to swell up. I don't know if you get my point. So I'm going to cut the pocket bias of 1.5 inches. I'm going to measure this length, measure the length around your pocket, because the pocket bias will be passing through all the sides, side down to the other side. So here I have 26 inches, so I'll be cutting a bias of 30 inches just to be on the safe side. If you have excess, you can trim, but if you don't have up to, it is a very big problem in the fashion industry. So this is 15 on fold. On open, that is 30 inches. 15 on fold, that is 15 times 2 to give us 30 inches. I hope you understand. It's because I folded this into 2, that's why I measured 15. If we open it, you notice this is 30 inches. So I'm going to mark out my 1.5 inches on fold, 1.5 inches on fold, and then trim it out. This is going to be my pocket bias. I hope you can all see. So this is my pocket bias of 30 inches. And the last but not the least is to cut my pocket cap. For cargo pants, you notice, if you check this picture on the screen, you see a pocket cap. So I'm going to cut a pocket cap of the length I have here. I'm using, which is 7.5, but I'm going to add sewing allowance to it. So I'm using 9 for this. And then the length of my pocket cap will be about 3 inches. So that is 9 by 3. So this is my pocket cap. Fold it on the inside. Fold it neatly on the inside. Follow these procedures neatly, correctly. And if you have any questions, do well to drop it in the comment section. So this is where I'm going to be sewing out my allowance to have that 7.5 inches. Do you get my point? This is more than 7.5, but I need 7.5 inches to be my pocket cap. You notice that this is wider than my pocket, so I have to remove the sewing allowance, sew it, and then turn it out. This is folded on the inside. Sew and then turn it to the right side of the pocket. So this is my pocket. This is my pocket bias for the sides, down and the other side, and this is my pocket cap. So let's go on to joining them. So the first thing I'll be making sure to do on the sewing segment is to sew down my pocket facing at the top. Sew it down first. And move on to turning my pocket cap. Measurements you need for the pocket cap. Trim off the excess. Trim off the excess on both sides, and then we turn it out, and then we iron. So this is a pocket cap for my cargo pants. This is a pocket cap. So the next thing I'm going to do is to aim by my pocket bias by the side. Aim it a little. After aiming it by the side with the machine, can you see? After aiming all the way down, I'm going to pick my pocket, place it by the machine, and then start joining all the way around. But mind you, before you start at the beginning, you fold your bias in a little so you don't have rough edges at the proper part. This is a rough edge, so you fold it a little, place it at the pocket side, and then you sew it all the way around. Little allowance at the upper part for the folding. So this is what we have. Can you see what I was talking about? Fold a little when you start and fold a little at the end. So that is done. Easy and clean. Can you see the inside? Can you see? So I'm going to turn this out, turn it to the outside. Can you see? Turn it out, and then I'm going to hem it down with my sewing machine. Fold it closely together. Fold it closely together. Can you see? Make sure you are folding on the sewing edge. So I tap it down at the edge all around. See, the outside is looking as if there's no bias by the side. Can you all see this? It's looking as if there's no bias by the side. That is why I tapped it down. Can you see? But then on the inside, there's a bias. So I'm going to iron this neatly and then sew it on my pants. So I'm going to iron my pocket cap. Iron it neatly. Make sure all the edges are pushed out before ironing. Push out all the sides, all the edges before ironing. I hope you can all see this. Then I'm going to iron my pocket bias on the inside. Iron it neatly down on the inside. Can you see? Iron it down. Turn it out and iron the pocket. Can you all see this? Can you see what we have? You see that what we have is also equivalent to what we created as our normal pocket at first. That is the same thing we have here, only that on the inside this is different, and on the inside this is different. Can we see the pocket bias on the inside here? So this is our pocket cap for this. So the next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and fix both the pocket and the pocket cap on our trouser. I'll be using this my leftover material as a trouser, so you can see a sample. It is fixed. The first thing I'm going to do is to place my pocket on my pants, my original pocket, and then mark out the sides. Mark out all the sides. That is where your bias is going to follow. Your pocket bias on the inside. I'm using marker on this so you can see clearly. And it is because this is a sample sewing, not the actual fabric. Don't do this on your customers or your clients' fabrics. Can you see? Mark out all the sides in which the pockets occupy. Can you see what I have? So this is the line my pocket bias is going to follow. So let's go on into the sewing. So Can you all see? I'm going to sew my pocket on the marked lines, and instead of sewing the actual pocket, I'm going to be sewing my pocket bias on the lines. So this is my bias here. What I'm going to do now is to relax my pocket and then stitch from the beginning of the pocket to my pocket ending. Can you see the place where I tag the pocket down? So I'm going to stitch from here to here just to keep the pocket down. Can you see this? So I'm going to fix the pocket cap at the top of the pocket. So fix it here. Just half inch far away from the pocket. Sew it down at the top. So can we all see this? So I'm going to iron the inside first to remove all squeezing. Iron the inside neatly. And then I'm going to iron the outside. Can we see how neat this is looking already? So this is our cargo pocket, and you notice that if you dip your hand inside, can you see how swelling the pocket is? The pocket is swelling. So that is the procedure on how to go about it. And don't forget, it depends on the size you're trying to make. The pocket comes in sizes, so the size will determine how big the pocket is. But just note the three important things are the pocket bias, and then the pocket cap, which is this. So if not, this is the first kind of pocket I made. This will just be sewed down on the fabric, and then this is the second type, which has the pocket swelling by the side. So the swelling is not meant to be evident at the very beginning, but as the pocket goes down, and then the swelling is evident. Can we all see that? If you like this video, subscribe for more and turn on all notifications. Give the video a thumbs up if this is really helpful. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.